So we're going to use the classic models database for this example. So the first thing I want to do is go over the syntax here. It's quite simple. Create or replace is optional. However, in developing these queries, it's really nice to have that, to be able to create a query and replace it all in one statement as you're developing your views. So create a view called product line description. Then this view should show product code, product name, text description, and product line. Since product code and product line are two separate tables, this involves an inner join on the product line column. And we've done this query before. So we have this join. Now we're going to create a view called product description line that'll capture this query and store it in the database. So I'll hit this lightning bolt with the I bar to run just that query and refresh my view here. And we can see that the view got created here. Now in use of this view, it's used just like a table. It's one of the sweet things about views. Select star from product line description, completely transparent from the user of this view. It looks just like a table. And you can do, this is select star from product line description. Of course, you can also select some of the columns. We know that the underlying tables have more columns available than the 4 columns we made available from this view, but those columns can't be reached. They can no longer be accessed. Our table, for all intents and purposes, is the product line description the way it was captured in this view. Now, the data is not captured, so what happens when you refer to a view and execute it like this in a select statement is that SQL finds the view and runs the underlying query freshly again. So it doesn't capture any data. That would be undesirable. It shows the actual table description and it runs the view as if it were a select statement on the server. Here, I'll add a where clause to it. Again, anything you can do to a table query in a select statement, you can treat the view in the same manner. So now for a more complex query, I'm going to do an inner join on it. Write a query showing order number, order date. So I'm going to get the order information now and the order line number. That comes from order. So order number and order date comes from the order table, whereas order line number comes from the orders details table, whereas the product line name and product line come from the product table and the product line table. So use product description line view for this join. So we still have to join the orders with the order details on the order number as before. And then we're going to join from the product line description view on the order details product code, product description line, product code. Again, in order for the view to be useful in this context, the view has to export or show in its select statement what the product code is. So now we have this query. It looks a little complex because we have a couple of inner joins, but remember the inner join, the product line description is a product of a couple of joins itself. So there's really 4 tables involved in here, and a lot of the complexity that is therefore hidden from us. So I'll select this query and execute it, and there we have it. So from the order number, the order date from the order table, order line number from the order details table, and then we have product name and product line from 2 tables, the product table and the product line table. I should have pointed out something earlier here too. This needed to use a table alias in order to disambiguate the product line from because that's how the 2 tables are tied together. So product line is ambiguous here. Notice that ambiguity is hidden in the query, or that is when we execute the view. Everything from our point of view from the product line description is coming from a single table, so there's no ambiguity there, and we don't get T1.product line. That would actually be disastrous in terms of using the query. One more example of a creation of a view. I'm going to take this query that shows this information, the order number, order date, line number, and product name, and create a view out of it. So I'm going to call that view called order product, and create or replace view as, and then the select statement. So this doesn't add too much complexity to the select statement in order to create a view. Create view, the name of the view, as, and then the following select statement. So we're going to have order number, or the same columns as before: order number, order date, order line number, product name, product line. From this, and all of that is created as a single view. Notice that this view is going to use another view, so you can link one view to the next. Well, I hope you start to imagine now that if you really go about this and say that we're going to have a policy of only using views in our database, that if you intelligent about it and plan well, that you can end up with quite a complex set of useful views, and only use those views in your application programming language, and make it much simpler. So let's create this view then. I'll execute it, and we should refresh this view so we can see it. Now we have two views here: product description line and order product. It's going to be saved permanently with the database. And now we can do select star from order product, a quite simple looking query that we know underneath uses another view, and in fact joins 4 tables in order to produce this information. And then now order product can be used in any other context that a table would be used, including creating yet another view. So use your imagination. I think you'll find views both very easy to create and also very powerful. Thank you.